said I'm gonna get at you. You know I'm gonna get it fixing me up. I'm gonna get at you.
Peace, everyone. Peace. So this evening, I'm still talking about receptivity, but I'm talking about this evening rejecting good seeds. What does that mean when you reject a good seed as a woman? That means that you are rejecting knowledge, that good light. When a man has knowledge to teach you and he's knowledgeable, he's not just spouting, I don't want to say that word. Let me not say that word. He's not just spouting like nonsense, but a man who is knowledgeable and he's righteous and he's standing with integrity. He's educated. He's well studied, well rounded, right? We know the difference between good light and not so good light. Some of us, a wise woman does. But I wanted to talk about when a woman rejects a good seed. Seed is that thought, is that light, is that knowledge. And I just want to speak about how a wise woman is rare these days. I know for me, like I really use a lot of discernment when taking in advice from older women. And I had a conversation with an older woman recently, and just based on the culture that I come from, I knew what she was sharing with me was poor wisdom. She's a woman who's been married for years, and she was telling me, she was like, just be careful, like don't get into anything or this and that. And I was like, I just told her straight up. I was like, I'm not listening to anything that you're saying, because you've been married for however long and you're giving very poor advice. I just said it straight up. And she was just like, well, I'm just saying. And I had to just set her straight. Like, I started bringing up Torah. I started bringing up law. And then she just kind of she fell back, was like, all right. Yeah, because the wisdom that you were giving was coming from poor light, whereas where I'm coming from is coming from the good light that I receive. So yeah, I had to just a wise woman knows when to not listen to certain elders. I won't call them elders, but call them older women, because they don't have much wisdom to pass down. They just pass down their poor experiences, which is very irresponsible. It's irresponsible to pass along to a younger sister your failures in life and your experiences with making poor decisions, and tell that woman and give it as a life lesson. Oh, watch out for this, or be careful of this. But it's like, I'm not making, dumb decisions. I'm not making the same dumb decisions, I should say, as you did. So the advice that you're giving doesn't apply to me. So yeah. So I just wanted to share that example of how a lot of times when women take in poor light, they then turn around and share that as if it's good wisdom to a younger sister, instead of giving them that real wisdom, like, hey, these are the decisions that I made, poor decisions. You may not want to walk down the same path as I did. Watch out for this, because I was thinking like this and I made the decision. I regret that because now I'm alone in life, or now I have a lot of issues, or I'm unhappy. You may not want to, you may want to watch out. I can appreciate that wisdom, but not the wisdom that's like, oh, you better watch out for this, and this is gonna happen. It's like, don't be speaking voodoo over my life. I'm not walking the same path as you did, and so yeah. I also wanted to share how I had another conversation with the sister, and she was just kind of sharing with me she was just really talking really bad about the relationship that she's in and stuff, and I was listening, but I just was quiet too, because I was like, if you ask me for my opinion, I'll share it, but I don't have the typical perspective that you may think that I have on it. And I think a lot of times that sisters don't be ready to really hear the truth of what they're doing wrong. A lot of times they're receptive to poor light and then they complain about, oh, this isn't good, but when that good light comes, it either goes over their head or they don't even listen to it. They're not even able to receive the good light. So it's like you're getting what it is that you can receive right now. You're getting what it is that you're receptive to, and what you're choosing to, like, this is what I want to listen to. This is where I'm at. So when you reject good light, good seeds, then what other seeds are you receptive to? Bad, not so good seeds. And so what you're reproducing and what you're putting out is not too good. And to not take accountability and kind of turn around and blame the person that you're in a relationship with and say they're the problem, or you're too focused on what it is that they're doing. And as women, I think that, well, as females, they tend to do that a lot, like turn around and blame the person that they're in a relationship with. And just based on my experience now, just kind of understanding, like, it's like an unhealthy dynamic, because you're so focused on what your head is doing, but that's the head that you chose, and that's the light that you are receptive to receive. And any other light that comes along that is good, you don't even listen to. And it's not to say that there are times where that man actually may be given a good seed, but it's rejected. So yeah. Rejecting good seeds. And just speaking about receptivity, like, how receptive are you to logic, to knowledge? Sometimes women, I was listening to, it wasn't an interview, but it was like a dialogue. It was like a short clip, and it was kind of interesting. Maybe I'll do like a reaction video off of it or something. But it was a man that was, now I'll do a reaction off of it, because the man that was speaking, he was coming from a different perspective than what I learned in my culture. So I'll just say that. But the woman, the logic was coming through, and she totally rejected it. She came to a point where she's like, I get what you're saying, but she was like, I'm still not rocking with that. It's like, so even when you know it makes sense to you, or when it clicked for you, you still reject it. So that's a lack of receptivity. That is a lack of receptivity. And as women, we are receptive to something. When I say a lack of receptivity, it doesn't mean that we're not receptive. Receptivity is in our nature. We're always receptive to something, but it's whether or not are you receptive to a good seed or a not so good seed. And a wise woman chooses wisely. She has ears to hear, and not just hear, but she observes her eyes as well. She doesn't just listen to what the man is saying. She's observing what he's doing. So yeah, this is a short one. But that is the end of the receptivity talk. So now I'm going to be moving into Jezebel talk. And for those who have, who are coming over from the House of Yuya channel, you may have seen some of my short clips when I was speaking about Jezebel. So I'm going to be going into that. So you might not like it, but join the dialogue and add your comments and share your point of view. All right. Peace.
I'm gonna get it fixing me up, said I'm gonna get at it. I'm gonna get it fixing me up, I'm gonna